Chuck Bown would make his first foray into NASCAR in the early 1970s, eventually making 43 sporadic Cup Series starts between 1972 and 1981, in which he would score 3 top 10 finishes, including both Daytona races in 1979. During the same time frame, Bown would make 109 starts in the NASCAR Winston West Series, earning 3 race victories, 40 top 5, and 58 top 10 finishes, along with claiming the 1976 series title. He would also compete in the NASCAR North Series full-time between 1982 and 1985, earning 10 race wins for car owner Quint Bosver. Bown would make his Busch Grand National Series debut driving for Bosver in the 1986 season-opening Goodies 300 from Daytona International Speedway. Unfortunately, things would not go as planned as he would wind up 40th after being involved in an early crash. He would rebound quite well, taking home the checkers in his second and final start of the season in the Oxford 250 from the Oxford Plains Speedway in southern Maine. Bown would make 7 further starts for Bosver between 1987 and 1988, earning an additional top 10 finish at Oxford in July of 1988. He would move over to Hensley Motorsports for 1989, pursuing a full season schedule for the first time, claiming 2 poles along with 5 top 5 and 12 top 10 finishes. He would secure a 9th place points finish. Everything would come together during the 1990 season. He would snag his first victory in the 8th event of the season, taking the You Can Rent 200 from Lanier Raceway.
Chuck Bown will be starting from the pole. Chuck, you're still chasing that elusive win. Now tell me, with the change in the weather conditions, both the temperature and the track conditions, what is it going to take to win here this afternoon at Lanier?
Well, I'll tell you at the 200 lap mark. If I knew the total answer to it, I'd feel a little bit better than I do right now, but the Nescafe Classic Pontiac's running good. You know, everybody's guessing a little bit. This rain was long and hard, washed all the rubber that we put on the track this afternoon. I look for the racetrack to be a little tight at the very first, but after that I look for it to slicken up a little bit. Now, how slick it'll be at the end of 200 laps, I don't know, but we've done the best educated guessing we can to be right for the 200th lap, because that's the one that counts.
Chuck Bown is on the pole, Kenny Wallace on the outside pole, 200 laps to go at Lanier, and we're underway. Busch Grand National Racing on Sports Channel America is underway. Chuck Bown by half a car length, your leader, over Kenny Wallace as they move toward turn 3, and Jimmy Hensley is moving right up to make it a 3-car scramble as we complete lap number 1. Still got about 120 laps remaining in the You Can Rent 200 tonight here at Lanier Raceway. Your leader's been Chuck Bown. He qualified quickest, sat on the pole. He's led all the way, currently 3rd in Busch Grand National point standings in the 1990 season. And he's doing just a terrific job out here so far tonight at Lanier Raceway. Let's see if we can find out what one of the secrets to Chuck Bown's early success has been. Ralph Shaheen is pit side.
Jeff Hensley is the crew chief for Chuck Bown, and they're only about 2 pit stops away from Kenny Wallace. Jeff, can he keep up this pace?
We're really not running all that hard right now. We started out running hard because we thought it might going to rain, but right now we're just kind of pacing ourselves because we can't change tires or anything, and we're going to do the best we can, and we run about what we run when the race started, so we're going to do it, give it all we got.
Well, right now it's becoming a battle of strategy. Crew chiefs and drivers matching up.
Chuck Bown continuing to lead in car number 63. We've been watching him closely all night. He's been doing just a terrific job. Chuck Bown, your leader, he's led all the way right now, and we're working lap 165, 35 to go. This time by, and Bown putting on a great show.
In fact, he's moving so fast that he's got a little over a half a lap lead right now. I said a third of a lap, but he has really moved out away from second place runner Kenny Wallace driving his car 36. Chuck Bown just continues to march right through the field, right by everybody to victory.
Bown very close now behind Tommy Ellis in the 99. They were by Rick Mass's number 22 automobile. Ellis is 3rd. Bown's lapped everybody except the top 3.
This has got to be really gratifying for him because he has worked so long and so hard, has run so well on this circuit not to have a victory since the Oxford Maine race several years ago on this circuit. Looks like he's going to end that drought here tonight.
We're about to see that change here in just a moment. Bobby Scruggs puts the white flag out for Chuck Bown in car number 63. Last trip around the 3/8 mile pavement here at Lanier Raceway. Bown working out of the second corner, smoking it down the backstretch, looking super strong. He'll take it easy behind Tommy Ellis. He'll come off the 4th turn. The Bobby Scruggs checkered flag, and Chuck Bown is your winner.
From here, he would go on a tear, winning the next week at South Boston, finishing 3rd at Nazareth, and claiming his 3rd win of the season the following week at Hickory, overtaking the points lead from Jimmy Hensley. Starting at race number 13 from Dover, he would not finish outside of the top 10 for 10 consecutive weeks, earning his 4th victory of the season in race 14 from Orange County Speedway in Rougemont, North Carolina.
Chuck is a really clean driver. Now you see he's making a move again on the inside. I tell you, Jeff's car is working awfully well to hold Bown off. Bown has been the premier performer on the short tracks of late, and Jeff Burton is really giving him the rest of his money.
Door to door for the lead down into the first and second corners. Fans on their feet here at Orange County Speedway, Rougemont, North Carolina, where we're bringing you live coverage of tonight's Rosie Stores 200 in the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series. That green flag, Dave Resendiz right there, but Bown comes back on the outside, 3 wide. Dave Resendiz is low in the 79. Ingram in the middle of the 11 car, and Bown up high in the 63. This is a battle for the lead with less than 20 laps to go, and Bown gets it again, gets the front position as they come down over the start-finish line.
I've been going to races for 30 years and have never seen 3 wide for the lead on a short track like this. This is incredible racing.
Especially a lot of these cars are on very worn tires at this stage of the game. The green is out. This is the last lap of the race. Bown takes it into turn 1. Chuck Bown, your leader. Resendiz trying to get a dig out of the second corner to go low, but Bown all by himself down into turn 3. Here's Resendiz. One final try out of the fourth corner to the checkered flag. It's Chuck Bown, your winner.
He would take home the checkers at Oxford Plains once again after a spirited battle with Tommy Houston.
With a 347-point lead in the standings. In New Hampshire, Bown banged and bashed, but never wavered. He claimed 3rd in the first Busch Grand National race ever on this new speedway. His last outing in Indianapolis, Bown dished it out to Kyle Petty, only to get beaten by half a car length at the finish by Dale Earnhardt. This was his worst finish since Myrtle Beach. 4th place.
Culminating the streak with his 6th and final victory of the year at the series' return trip to Orange County in August.
Bown looks like now that he's starting his move back toward the front. He's waited around long enough. He started methodically picking the cars off. I think he's going for 7th, 8th position right now. So Chuck Bown's on his way to the front again.
And we'll really see what kind of power Chuck Bown has as he has Ed Berry and Rick Mast in front of him. 2 cars that are running very, very well. And look at Chuck Bown pull up alongside Ed Berry, and he's going to get by him with relative ease, and now he's going to knock off Rick Mast. It is Chuck Bown, the Busch Grand National points leader, really on the move here in this race. We'll have to keep an eye out on him. It's the battle for 3rd place. Jeff Burton and Robert Presley are riding 1 and 2. Chuck Bown, who won this race back in June, is now in 3rd place. And look at Chuck Bown sneaking up there. We've got a 3-way battle for the lead here in Orange County.
And this is a two-groove racetrack, Mike. They're not going to be able to go 3 wide, I don't think.
Now, the big question here is there are going to be no tire changes among the leaders. How much do you abuse the tires when you race side by side in the hard racing for the lead, like we see with Presley and Burton and Chuck Bown?
Well, there's no question that it uses the tires up a little quicker, but you're kind of going by the seat of your pants. If the car feels like it works just as well down there, you got a driver down there. You know, they're all here to win this race, and Presley was running strong here last time, as he is right now. You see him take the lead. And now look at Chuck Bown move on the inside of Robert Presley.
They are 3 abreast heading into the 3rd turn, and they're coming up on slower traffic. Something's got to give here.
Absolutely. This is some of the best racing we've seen all year.
Chuck Bown sticks his nose under. Is he going to contend for the lead? They're side by side, Bown and Presley. This is Chuck Bown going for the lead for the first time tonight, and I believe he's going to get it as they come off the 4th turn. Yes, Chuck Bown is now the leader of this race. Chuck Bown, you see there, from Portland, Oregon. He's been a Winston West champion, has won on the NASCAR North Series. Says this is just another step in his racing career, his goal, and his eventual goal. He wants to be a Winston Cup champion, and he's certainly right on track with what he wants to do in his racing career, and has impressed a lot of people. He leads by 347 points in the race for the championship, and now appears well on his way to a Busch Grand National Championship and perhaps a win here tonight at Orange County Speedway. We're coming back down to the line. We'll get the white flag this time for Chuck Bown, and we'll follow him around on the last lap. Chuck Bown in turn 2 now on the back straightaway, driving the way he has all night, very smooth. Bown, as the crowd now comes to its feet as he is on turn 4, and Chuck Bown, who started 5th, has won the Texas Pete Sauce's 200.
Ultimately claiming the championship a week early at Rockingham in the AC Delco 200 after an 18th place run.
And of course, they are celebrating on pit road. Yes, there he is. Congratulations to Richard Charles Bown Jr., alias Chuck Bown, the 1990 Busch Grand National Series champion. And yes, indeed, the high fives to the Nescafe Classic crew. There's Dennis Punch, the Busch Series representative, as he unfurls the Busch side. The 1990 Series champion, the lion's share of the $100,000 postseason purse will now go to Chuck Bown. A well-deserving driver, and Ned, a well-deserved team.
Chuck Bown, congratulations, Busch Grand National champion. How's it sound?
Well, it sounds good, Benny. We're thrilled. One race to go. Maybe we can wrap 1990 up with a victory at Martinsville, but I got to thank Nescafe and Pontiac and the Hensleys and Mike Laughlin, Kevin Blanks, everybody that made this happen. Drivers don't win championships, teams do, and this is a result of a year of hard work.
What about the spin out on pit road? What happened there?
Well, it was just a green flag stop, and I was coming in as hard as I could to try to make a good stop, and the tires were so worn out, I was on the brake hard, got the rear wheels hopping a little bit, and just lost it for a moment, which didn't help us any in the final results today, but we hung in there and finished the race and did the best we could. It wasn't real pretty, but it was good enough to ice the championship.
The fact that Hensley had all the troubles early, did that seem to affect your day? Did things start going wrong as soon as he had problems?
Well, it's been that way all year, you know. My bad luck turns into his bad luck, and I guess the same for us. When he has a bad day, things turn around for us. But, you know, we've had a lot of good races this season all year long, and he's had a great year, even though he wasn't able to get this championship, and I'm just tickled to get it. And, you know, both Jimmy Hensley and the Hensley Racing Team are from Horse Pasture, so maybe this will put Horse Pasture, Virginia on the map.
It was announced this week you're going to be back next year to defend your crown in Busch Grand National.
That's true. I'll be full-time Busch Grand National with the same team and try to make it 2 in a row with the Busch Grand National Series.
Chuck, congratulations on a great championship.
Thank you, Benny. I appreciate it. Hi, Mom and Dad.
He would compile a career-best 6 wins, 13 top 5, and 18 top 10 finishes over the 31-race season. Bown would continue to compete at a high level in 1991, claiming victories at Nazareth, New River Valley Speedway, and Myrtle Beach, finishing the year 4th in the overall standings after earning a total of 9 top 5 and 14 top 10 finishes along with the 3 wins. The 1992 season would see a reduction in results, getting shut out of victory lane and suffering 11 DNFs, ultimately settling for an 11th place points run after scoring 5 top 5 and 12 top 10 finishes. 1993 would mark his 5th full-time season driving for Hensley and would see a return to form, earning 5 top 5 and 13 top 10 finishes, as well as claiming his 11th and final Busch Series victory in the Advance Auto Parts 500 from Martinsville Speedway, en route to a 4th place finish in points.
White flag for Chuck Bown. A 60-some race winless streak about to be snapped. Grissom right to his bumper at turn 2. Loosens him up just a little. Turn 3, this is it. Grissom on his tail. Bown off the corner. Grissom to the inside. Bown may be out of fuel. Grissom down and wins it.
Moving to the Cup Series for 1994, Bown would take over driving duties in the number 12 car for Bobby Allison after Jimmy Spencer moved over to Junior Johnson and Associates. Intended to be a full-season campaign, it would unfortunately be cut short in a crash during the 13th race of the season at Pocono. His next full-time season of competition would not come until 1997, where he would have a competitive campaign in the Craftsman Truck Series driving for Roush Racing, finishing the season with 4 top 5 and 13 top 10 finishes, coming home 9th in points. Bown would return to the Hensley team at the beginning of the 1999 Busch Series season, running the first 16 events. He would earn his final top 10 finish in the CarQuest Auto Parts 300 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, coming home 7th after leading 23 laps.
There's your leader, Chuck Bown.
Earning 11 race victories and a series championship, Chuck Bown was a consistent force to be reckoned with during the early 90s. His on-track prowess against fields brimming with talent from journeymen to up-and-comers forever cemented his place as one of the stars of the Busch Grand National Series.